So what is this?
Snuff.
Is that too much?
No.
No. Can you eat it on either side of the lip?
Yeah.
Trade off?
Yeah.
Tastes like I'm getting my gums numbed. You just keep it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of a buzz. So are you doing work here?
There's a lot of unfinished work here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's deadlines for this London show, but that I all did in New York.
Do you have some unfinished pieces we could see?
Yeah, you can look at, there's a lot here. This is all unfinished work, and you can look at anything you like. A lot of that for instance, will be part of a collage eventually. This is a collage. Some of these go back many years. They may have started as perspective individual drawings, but I've been doing collage work for some years. Yeah, 5 years or so.
Is it hard to go back to pieces to be like, I gotta finish this one now?
Yeah, sometimes it figures itself out in a way. Mm-hmm. That's an UFO, and that started as...
They're running away from the UFO?
Yeah.
They're saying hi.
Right. A good thing about collage is adding something to it changes the whole thing, of course, and...
Must be hard to know when to stop, right, with a collage?
Yeah, they're really time-consuming. You just have to run out of steam in a way, and eventually... Those are
some
dogs.
Rabbit dogs?
But it started as just a splash of ink, and for some reason the forms of the ink spill look like dogs.
I do that sometimes where if I'm using ink it'll make a weird shape. Do you do that a lot where it's kind of like accidental or most?
Yeah, that's one way. I love when that happens.
Yeah, it feels like your mistake was like meant to be.
Oh yeah, sure. It's just kind of meant to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crosshatch as its own subject.
Is ink your favorite to use?
I mean, it's what I've done, I learned, and it's still primary main means of what I do.
This is a baseball bat here?
Is that? Oh yeah, I have a lot of baseball bats.
Do you like eBay a lot? Do you use that a lot?
For bats and gloves is about the extent of it. Yeah, there's other odd things that I get once in a while.
Do you play baseball still?
In New York, I have a pitching machine, and we play baseball here sometimes. That's why the lights in the windows are protected. Oh. This is Rocky Palavito, who I remember as a kid. He would bat like this, and he'd point the bat directly at the pitcher, and it was, for whatever reason, intimidation, or he was a very hard hitter. They're endorsed. This is a McCovey style, for instance. Willie McCovey used to play for the Giants.
I saw one of your pieces that said like Art Clokey.
Art Clokey, he did Gumby. He's definitely an influence on me, and I've done work based on Gumby and Pokey and Prickle and Goo, and my art's open to anything, really. It's hard to resist cartoons and comics, Batman, Superman.
What about that character, Vavoom, is that? Vavoom?
Well, Vavoom is another character from animation. That's from Felix the Cat. I've done quite a lot on that character. To me, that character resonates, and I go back to him quite a bit.
Is he singing?
It's hard to say. The full extent of what he says is just Vavoom. In the cartoons, he uses that to literally move mountains or tunnel under mountains, and I think he's an Eskimo or an Aleutian.
Do you have a favorite spot to work, or do you just kind of...
For my work, I don't need a lot of space. I mean, I've worked in very cramped quarters, doing drawings and just with a board on my lap.
Do you have to draw every day?
Comes and goes. I mean, I've done a lot of drawings over the years, and it works out that way, but that's most of my life, and in a way everything else is like a distraction. I miss doing it, when I'm not
even like hanging out with friends and stuff?
No, that was kind of a joke. There's other things to life. Well, this was done for this band Off, which is
Yeah, I was gonna
Keith
say.
Morris, who used to be the singer for Black Flag, and
Steve
Steve
McDonald.
McDonald
Yeah, he's a
from
good
Red
friend of
Cross.
mine.
Yeah, he's great. And Dimitri. And this was actually based on an old drawing I did from the early 80s, I think. And they did a video of it for one of their songs. It's a bass player, and it kind of explains itself. The rock and roll life.
Do you like political drawings? Like,
Yeah, that's kind of how I started, was doing editorial cartoons. And
oh yeah.
I've done works based on Bush or Reagan or Obama. I don't do caricatures, political cartoons. They'll exaggerate the features of someone, or
Right. You don't do that as much?
no. I'm kind of against that. To infantilize or caricature. There's no reason to. As I see it, politics is a caricature of its own self already.
It says, I realized, of course, with my first conscious thought that I was hurting.
Oh, that's about a newborn babe.
Spanks
when they're
them
born.
dramatically. Right when they spank them.
Yeah, like
Knowing
when they're
this.
probably when they're getting their first spank to breathe.
Is this from the baby's perspective?
Probably so.
Knowing this, I lifted one hand, which weighed a ton, up to my face, then quickly dropped it, and held my breath against the pain until I gained blessed unconsciousness.
If you'd like something to drink,
Yeah, I'd take a shot. Are you taking a shot of something?
yeah.
All at once, huh?
These are some works I did, some of my childhood drawings, and also some I did with my nephew and niece when they were like 4 or 5. These go back a ways.
And do they do the text
That's
too?
when I did. No, I do the words that I did when I was a child. A lot of these are crucifixes or
Yeah. Was that their
Bible related.
idea?
No, I tell them what to draw usually, and
And
Then
then their interpretation of it?
yeah, and a lot of them are. I'm trying to write from the point of view of a child, but not always. He could almost hear the voice of his father ask him if it were the conduct of a gentleman.
Is Pettibon your real last name?
No,
No.
it was my nickname that my father had. Oh, this is my sister Erica's.
Where did the nickname come from?
From the football player, not Richie Pettibon, who played for the Bears, but his older brother. Oh, that's D. Boone did that
Oh, cool. My eye is
from the Minutemen.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Mike Watt added this afterwards. This is it's a star and a hammer and sickle, and D. Boone did that.
My eye is
And
stuck,
then-
so is my language.
Yeah, and Mike added that. Well, these are flowers going back. That's funny.
Holding your head.
Chiefs were a great band. Looks like probably the Chiefs did that. It's actually amazing. Look when you look at the eagle and the way that's done. That's very.
Was there a first moment of seeing, that logo start turning up in places that weren't strictly your work or design, that you're like, oh, that's out in the world now?
Tattoos. Other than that, we're okay. Well, with graffiti, and fans of the band, like on their notebooks or whatever. This is based on 60s imagery, like people on the LSD jumping. That was like kind of
Did you ever do street art? Or like graffiti? Like tagging?
Well, this amounted to the same thing almost, but I never did tagging in that sense. But I'm all for using telephone poles or whatever buildings to do art on. This one is Keith did, who's in off now, but he was the original singer for Black Flag. This is their first gig, and he did that,
That's the first Black Flag flyer, most likely?
I believe. The Alley Cats were a great band. Rhino 39 as well. This is Charles Manson on the cross, and there's Jesus.
Stabbing the nails in?
Yeah. Eddie and the Subtitles, they were a good band. The Minutemen. Tucson, Arizona.
Is that where you're from?
Well, I was born there, but I don't really remember much about it.
Where did you grow up?
Wasco, California, which is near Bakersfield. Now, it's a prison town, like a lot of towns in California, until I was 5, and then Hermosa Beach.
Did you want to draw something?
Sure, I could. You want to do that? Let's do a collaboration, yeah. And I have a lot of brushes as well. Do you want to start?
Okay. I've never seen those before.
Well, it's my own invention. It's a pipe cleaner that they use for tobacco pipes to clean them.
Yeah.
It's great for cross-hatching. See?
Oh yeah, it does it all consistently. That's rad.
That's a dog.
Yeah.
It's like my dog Lil B, or
Lil B?
Boo Boo. Lil B, Boo Boo, Boo.
They look at odds with each other already.
Well, that's what it's all about. They're fighting. Maybe you should.
Different
You
color.
put his teeth.
Like black or orange?
Hmm?
Black or orange teeth.
Either one.
Check
That's
the one in
great.
the mouth.
That's just how her mouth would look.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, this is like when collaboration works. Versus, because they're fighting.
Oh yeah, totally.
Boo Boo Boo, aka Boo, aka Lil B, aka Violent Pup.
Chick-fil-A, aka Magnug, aka Let's Fight.
It's
a draw.
It's a draw. It's a drawl.
It's a draw.
One for the road. Cheers.
Apple juice this early.
Excellent. All right.